Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah. Yeah. Halloween. Taliban.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah. Jumpin', them boys up to something. They just spent like 2 or 3 weeks out the country. Them boys up to something, they just not just bluffing. You don't have to call, I hear my dance like Usher. Ooh. I just found my tempo like on DJ
What's happening,
Buster.
good people? I want to welcome you to the first episode of Dealing with Ken, the very first episode. Very excited about this journey. For those of y'all wondering what you looking at, Dealing with Ken, we're going to break down players' contracts, man, whether it's an endorsement, whether it's a deal that he signed with the team or anything he signed that has to deal with sporting and money. What we're going to do on Dealing with Ken, we're going to break down the contract and determine whether the player won, the endorser won, or the organization won. On this first episode, what we're going to break down is the Dez Bryant deal that transpired over this summer. As many of you know, man, it looked to be a bit grim. Boys were shook in Valley Ranch. Boys were shook in Cowboy Nation. You know, just after losing DeMarco and allowing DeMarco to go to the division rival and skedaddle his way to Philly. You know, we kind of shook, thinking like, okay, what's going to happen with Dez? Dez threatening to hold out, saying he wouldn't play, tweeting things saying don't test his loyalty and things of that nature. So boys been pretty shook. Eventually, the two sides, Cowboys front office and Dez Bryant and Rock Nation Sports, came together and they made that deal work for 5 years, $70 million, $32 million guaranteed, and a $20 million signing bonus. So initially, we look at that deal, you know, kind of think of it as, okay, they took care of Dez. You know, it's fair. Maybe the Cowboys won. The reason why I say the Cowboys won initially is because if you look at it, $70 million for a number one receiver, it's pretty fair for the organization. If you look at the going rate and you look at the market, the Denver Broncos almost immediately signed Demaryius Thomas to the same kind of deal, 5 years, $70 million. So you kind of think of, okay, so it's getting cheaper out there for receivers, but whatever. If you look at the Megatron deal, or you look at the Larry Fitzgerald deal, Megatron signed for 7 years, $113.45 million. Larry Fitzgerald, same way, 7 years, $113 million. You kind of think Dez got snubbed a little bit, but you know, you're happy that the organization has a little room to make moves, whether it's filling holes on the defense, going to the more running back by committee style, paying those guys a little cheaper, put people on the offensive line, and just filling holes in general. You think, okay, the Cowboys won. Dez didn't necessarily get screwed in the deal, but Cowboys won. But then after careful analysis in what took place in week 1, when Dez Bryant got hurt, you look at his foot fracture, then you say, oh, okay, maybe Dez did win that deal. And the reason why I say Dez won the deal now, after looking at the injury, you go back to think, okay, $32 million of that deal is guaranteed. Basically, the $32 million that's guaranteed is the $20 million signing bonus, 2015 and 2016 salary. So then you look at, okay, he got $32 million here. If the Cowboys had a franchise Dez Bryant, he would have been making $12.83 million in his first year. That's nowhere near $32 million guaranteed, but okay, that's $12.83 million in a year. But you see, he just got hurt. So either they're going to have to try to sign him to a lesser deal by him coming off of an injury or franchise him again. Even if the Cowboys had franchised Dez Bryant for a second time, that would have been a 120% bump in the contract and the franchise tender. So instead of the 12.83 that he made in the prior year, he'd be getting $15 million and some change. So if you look at it, that's roughly $28 million that he made. If you do the math, the $32 million that he signed for already versus that $27 million, he's already winning, or the $28 million rather. Even if you think of it beyond that, beyond just that simple stat or that simple number, you think, okay, well, even if we franchise him twice, you can't do it anymore, then he's going to be seeking the deal at age 29, coming off an injury that could potentially linger. He'll probably have problems getting that same kind of deal. So initially Cowboys won, but after the injury, major salute to Dez Bryant and Rock Nation Sports, Tom Condon, for getting that deal done. And that's just how Dez won that deal, man. Once again, man, thank y'all for tuning in on this first episode, man. If you stayed with me the whole ride, I greatly appreciate you. If you want a more in-depth analysis, Follow my Twitter page at Dealing with Ken, and you can select the link on dealingwithken.tumblr.com and read that blog, man. It's way more in depth than what I gave you in the video. This is kind of like a quick synopsis. But please, please go follow at Dealing with Ken and go to the Tumblr page. Salute.